Good morning and welcome to the Muscatine County Board of Supervisors meeting. Today is Monday, November 1st, 2021 at 9 a.m. And the first item on the agenda is to review the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Nathan. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. And Nathan votes aye. All right, moving on to item number 3, discussion and possible action to approve the claims November 1st, 2021 in the amount of $1,033,421.60. Motion by Nathan,
Second.
second by Doug. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. Nathan votes aye. All right, moving on to item number 4. This is discussion and possible action to approve the change order number 1R in the amount of $3,394.40 for the Muscatine County Attorney's Office renovation project with Mike Nolan of Horizon Architecture and Planning and Zoning Administrator Eric Furness. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning. Mainly this is for power and data access, some extra things that were added. And I think, Jim might have a few details to fit in here. There was a portion of it that has to do with the vestibule change that we did a couple weeks ago to kind of make that a more usable workstation up front when we rearranged that. And then the new conference room, I think there was a request to add some power and data to be able to better utilize that space. There was a couple buried boxes in what will be the bathroom floor that was discovered during the demo phase that have to be trimmed out around. They can't just cover them up. So addresses some of that. But I'd say the large portion was kind of came after the county attorney staff assessed kind of some ongoing needs for the future for better data and power access throughout the workspace.
Yeah, I think Eric's described it well. Both conference rooms, we'd be able to have a TV to allow the videos and pictures to be up on the wall for purposes of depositions or other meetings. We'd be adding a drop in most of the offices for future, as it stands now, there's one drop for office, so everything has to be organized a certain way to one wall because otherwise you're running cords. And so the thinking is to add a drop in the interior wall of each of those to allow for the offices to be a little bit more functional. All of that was discussed after the original plan, but this is a culmination of that. So.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
No.
Okay.
I would move to approve.
All right, we have a motion by Doug, second by Nathan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right, change order R approved.
Just kind of a update on the projects. I know you had mentioned, Santos, maybe kind of a group of you wanting to do a walkthrough and see where the jail's at. It'd probably be a good time if it would work in your schedules. A lot of those wall panels are going up, the insulated steel wall panels on the exterior. We're moving closer to the phase 1, phase 2 switch over, so it's at a point where you can really get a good idea of what it'll look like now. The new booking area framed in with window frames, doors, a lot of the concrete on the front side of the sally port's done. So if you wanted to
Do you have time today to do that?
I have a Zoom meeting I gotta get to at 10, but then possibly later today if anybody wanted to take a walk through.
Right.
I haven't stopped over there yet today, but yeah.
I'll send you a message then.
I wouldn't mind taking a look at it, but I don't want to bother you twice. If
Yeah.
you figure out a time, let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll send something up. We can set something up today.
And Santos, I forgot to tell you earlier, Scott's on jury duty today.
Scott's on jury duty.
And he told me that, and I neglected when everybody was asking where he was at.
I thought I saw his
That
pickup
was his
here.
His pickup's here, but he's over at the courthouse, so just so you're aware.
Well, we have 3 for a quorum, so we are
Okay.
we were able to get by,
Yeah,
so.
I called Nathan to make sure he was gonna be able to join us, so.
Nope. All right, well, doing our civil duty. Moving on to item number 5, items with the county engineer, Keith White. And the first item on is item A, which is discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 11-01-21-01, setting of the public hearing for a proposed road vacations for Monday, November 15th at 9 a.m.
Move to approve.
Okay,
I second.
a motion by Nathan, a second by Doug. This is a roll call vote. So Nathan
Aye.
and Doug,
Aye.
and I vote aye. All right. Moving on to your item B with discussion and possible action for various utility permits.
Yeah, we have two this morning. The first is from Liberty Communications of West Liberty, Iowa, and they're requesting to install a fiber optic cable on Davis Avenue from 1330 Davis to 1378 Davis. So it's a facility being built at that address, I think, or needs service at that address. And the second is from AT&T Corporation, and this would be just southwest of Nichols on Scott County 60th. It's their west line, joint project on a box culvert replacement there. And so they're wanting to relocate their major east-west fiber optic cable as part of that project. And I actually spoke to their engineer. They're like, they're entirely in private easement till they come up across our road. They're gonna bore and go 18 foot deep. With a big
Wow, is that common to go that deep, that far depth?
It's not uncommon,
Okay. Wow, 18 feet.
particularly if it's something they wanna protect.
Yeah,
Those
pretty,
are the two for today.
Move to approve.
all right. Motion by Doug, second by Nathan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. Nathan votes aye. All right, any project updates?
Yeah, the bridge project, northeast of Nichols, they're pouring the bridge deck today, so that's where the entire engineering staff is for the day, and if they, assuming everything goes well today, they hope to pour the posts for the bridge rail tomorrow, and then that will probably be it for the week on that bridge project. The F-58 Durant to Walcott patching project, and that's half ours, half Scott's, that we've been inspecting. Valley poured 4 patches last week, so they worked 2 days. We've had trouble getting them there, and we're probably doing another week or so, and then Scott County is gonna take over. It's been very, very, very slow. And again, the York Avenue Bridge is in the November 16 DOT letting.
Okay.
That's kind of on projects.
Keith, is there any way we could get some pictures of that bridge when they start pouring that concrete?
Sure.
Maybe a few, just see how they're coming along on that.
I'm not gonna swear to today, deck pour is an extremely busy time.
Just,
Uh,
yeah,
But
if they
normally
can.
they're taking lots of pictures. We normally have lots of pictures.
Good, just something that
I'll
helps
ask
us.
them.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, just go.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, thank you so much. Anything else?
Yeah, one thing on other, and particularly with not all of you here, I'll probably mention this again several times. Just wanted to mention We have various supply chain challenges like most everybody, but, you know, it truly affects our budget. Things change, but, like buying larger trucks or buying pickups or buying equipment. First you hear second quarter next year, then you hear third quarter. Now we're hearing nothing of any of those type things until fourth quarter of next year. So nothing happens in this budget, if that holds true. The, you know, dealer locates are a thing of the past. You got a really good buddy, but you're not gonna get anything dealer located for you. Cause, you know, just look at the local lots and you see there's next to nothing new there to sell. And like I said, we're here in fourth quarter of '22, before we're gonna buy anything like that. Caterpillar, our cat dealer is Altorfer, the largest cat dealer in the world. And here at Cat Central, they tell me that they had submitted orders in May for various things, including for extremely large clients, and Caterpillar has yet to tell them if and when they will accept the orders.
Wow.
That's what we're up against. So,
What are you expecting that would be a delay? I mean, do we have any graders, or what are we major ordering that it's in the budget coming out for?
motor graders.
Motor graders?
In the case of Caterpillar, we had a motor grader, we had 2 tandem trucks in the budget, we had pickups in the budget. We're not buying any of that, is the way it looks. You know, and it's mostly chips, or that's mostly
Yeah.
the delay, but the supply chain on things like that are really tough right now. So,
Well, I know we've talked about possibly needing to do a budget amendment, but I don't know if that would need to warrant that we're just delaying some of those things out, or how that would end up being, but that, if you have any updates.
we just, last year, as a result of COVID and pullback and thinking the revenues weren't gonna come, and yet they did. You know, we had a large balance. It's gonna get larger. That's all that's gonna happen in our department.
Okay.
It's gonna be a almost ridiculously large balance. And,
Yeah.
you know, short of going out in the street and setting a pile of millions of dollars on fire, there's no doing it. You know, there were plans that were budgeted and appropriated, and
Yeah.
we're not gonna be able to do them now. The good news, and not for the same reason, but I went through this in my county engineer career more than once, is we have good equipment and good trucks. If we were one of these counties living on the ragged edge, they really got a problem.
Yeah.
But we have good stuff, so, you know, it's not gonna kill us to not be able to get these things.
And that's, I guess, looking back on some of the questions that I think I had last week in regards to leverage with, state or, ISAC or whatever big suppliers, if you ever do that, which you are doing, and I think that kind of helps, if there was big orders, like you mentioned, that way we have some prioritization to make sure that we're getting, recognized, or at least getting those orders in, but knowing that logistics is not just a problem here, it's all over, the
Right.
nation, so it's not something that we can really leverage more than what I think we've already done, so that's good to know, and hopefully if there's some
Well,
changes through it.
I mean, a clear-cut example for me is my son purchased a car in April. It was supposed to be there in 2 weeks. Now they can't even tell him if and when it's ever gonna be there. That's the supply chain that's out there.
Who knows what the price will be when it does become available.
Well, look at vehicles on a lot, used vehicles that are 10 grand more than new vehicles.
Yeah.
It's a challenge, so.
Well, keep us updated, Keith will obviously, there's not much we can do right now with what it is, but let's just go ahead and focus on what we do know right now, that we are gonna have some of those delayed, and we'll have, if that doesn't change or affect anything with the budget, those just, we will keep the dollars in the bank and not out on the front
Yeah,
lawn.
that's what happens.
All right,
Sooner or later, you know, the state auditor or you folks, whoever, I've worked for other boards where I'm like, if we're not gonna spend it, let's not collect it.
no, we are gonna,
But
I'm not gonna vote
unfortunately,
to
there are
spend
things
it.
that are not happening, that would like to be, should be, but they're not going to because of dollars. We haven't ran into it with our contractors, we don't have a lot out there, but there are contractors playing the, maybe correctly, maybe incorrectly, the supply chain game. Well, we can't build your bridge for another year because we can't get this steel. Whatever, you know, we didn't run into that, but that could be coming also.
On another note, just for others, where are we at on the, Keokuk for where we have as
You
far as?
just approved a,
That was for that vacation, okay, that's my bad, all right,
Yep.
I didn't read that piece of it,
you just set a hearing on
for the
that.
Keokuk, that's why I didn't read it on the piece of it, all right.
41st Street's included in that
And
as well.
41st
Yep.
Street, which is the dead end of the levee, which was a request from GPC.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
all right, thank you.
thank you.
All right, item number 6, this is a discussion and possible action to approve the minutes for October 25th, 2021's regular meeting.
Move to approve.
Motion
Second.
by Nathan, second by Doug. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
I vote aye.
Aye.
All right. Moving on to item number 7, correspondence. Doug?
I had the COVID update, email from our sheriff about the shower project update, email from Denise Boulette
A lot, yeah.
from Bi-State about the luncheon, and I got a call from Dwight Brockhouse about some county land, owned land that's close to him, and I directed him to Eric. And that's all I had.
Okay. And I had pretty much the similar things other than email from Christie on the Lean Leadership Board meeting that they had.
Christie,
Roby.
thank you.
Nathan, any correspondence?
I don't have anything to add to what you guys already talked about.
Okay. Any meetings?
I did not have any meetings.
Okay. Doug?
Yay. Wednesday, the 20th, I had Wilton Development at noon. And on October 26th at 6 p.m., we had the annual Fair Board meeting at the Activity Center.
Okay.
That's all I had for meetings.
On the 25th, I had the housing meeting with the MCSA, the city, county, and very close to submitting the grant application for the IEDA. And I believe we'll probably be getting that presentation here within the next 2 weeks or something that we'll be presenting. On the 28th, we had the We Lead meeting. We had our new We Lead director now lead that meeting, gave us the updates, our monthlies, where we're at. We still have the city of West Liberty renting from the We Lead board, their police department and their whole city department is still in the We Lead building, but eventually will be coming out, I believe, in the next month. So still good from a rent standpoint and getting some income for them. On the 29th, I had the American Rescue Plan meetings with the city, the county, and the school boards. Seems to be that they're still, wanting to get updates on what we're doing. I've shared Sherry with what we've have for a plan, at least just showing what our potential expectations are for budgets of dollars that we may be utilizing. On the 29th, well, we also had a meeting with the city. Sherry was there, the mayor, city attorney, county attorney, and myself and Nancy Leak. Shared with us just, what was our transfer station expectations, and then a little bit about what the landfill expectations were. We discussed the 28E and identifying that we needed to get that updated. I think that from what I had gathered from that, we've pushed back to the city attorney that they will make those edits. The county attorney has already edited what we thought we needed to review, and we will make the next steps to have them, hopefully have that updated, and then we would be signing another 28E in the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, we say 29th, I don't remember. It was somewhere in that time frame, early next year. The positives that I think came out of that, I think it was good that we were able to meet that, was that they are open to looking at options that we can utilize for county residents to dispose of oil, knowing that that's a concern that they have, but knowing that, there's a lot of, wherever we buy oil, that you can also dispose of it too. The grass clippings and the, tree stumps and, whatever it is from mulch or to that nature, that's something that we want to further have feedback from them. I think that they are open to looking at it. There's a good discussion piece on that we are offering, can county residents buy the sticker that the city residents, get for free now for a yearly fee? And I think that was the discussion piece that was really the positive that came out of that, knowing that, we have residents that live right outside of the bypass and that have the need for being able to just take a, tree clippings or grass, whatever it may be, and be able to utilize that. So that's something that we will plan on having here forward, that's some action items that we have given to the city, and they are wanting to have a follow-up. So I'm assuming probably another month we'll be hearing some feedback from that.
What about the trash we pick up out of the ditch
So-
that comes out of the city?
So
and
we-
is dumped in our ditches?
So we have had discussions on that as well too, in regards to one of the discussions was what we have for the diversion program, and how much trash are we actually picking up? How much does that actually come about?
I'm talking about the road department, not the diversion program.
So we started out with the diversion program at first, and then we shared with them that information of what we were picking up. If there are trash that is picked up in the city, that is something that we are pushing back to them to be able to try to offset that cost, and versus us having to pay that. The trash that's picked up in the county, that isn't something that we have had. We have not got to that topic yet. I did send them that email that you had shared with me in regards to cost, knowing that that is an increase that we're seeing, and we really can't pinpoint and say, hey, this is your fault. It's just more around just having, right now, I guess the positive that I'm happy about is the fact that we have opened the door for that communication and that collaboration, that we're working together, and I think that that's something that we will get to. But for now, this is where we're starting, and then we're hopefully going to have some more information to come back in the next couple of weeks. So, a good meeting in a sense overall, and that was all I had for meetings, committee reports. All right, moving on to item number 9, and this is items with the administration office. And item A is action to appoint Matthew Shute as the Muscatine County Weed Commissioner for the term ending December 31st, 2021.
Bruce Bryant, who you guys had appointed for the weed commissioner for longer than I've been here, retired at the end of September. And so he was the roadside manager for the engineer's office, and that position was replaced with Matt. And so the thought process is to make him the weed commissioner as well.
I just have one question. Keith, has he been an employee of ours before being appointed to this?
Yes,
Yeah, probably for several years,
yeah.
couple years,
So he's probably worked with Bruce too.
and he worked with Bruce.
So, we appoint this, but then he's only there for a month?
He would, you appointed every the appointment actually runs January to January.
Okay,
So
so
we're
we
just
can't
filling
move
the
it
rest
till
of the
next
term,
year.
and then in January, you would appoint him for 2022.
All right,
I would move to approve.
all right. Motion by Doug, seconded by Nathan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. All right, well, thank you for Mr. Shute on that turn. Next item is action to approve the 2021 Weed Commissioners Report.
Move to approve.
Okay, motion by Doug, seconded by Nathan. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Nathan votes aye. All right, none opposed. Item number C, action authorizing the chair to sign the U.S. Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration Economic Development Adjustment Assistance Disaster Supplemental Financial Assistance Award in the amount of $3,199,660 to the Muscatine County Levee Improvement Project.
Move to approve.
Okay. Motion by Doug, seconded by Nathan. Any discussion? Just for the board's approval on this, can you briefly tell us what, this is the actual amount that we're giving them, or that they're giving us?
No, this is a grant that we have been awarded.
This is what we were awarded that we were applying for.
Right,
way
this
back
was
when.
awarded jointly to Muscatine County and the Muscatine-Louisa Levee District.
Okay.
And it's approximately half of the cost of what we're now calling phase one, which is
Phase one.
raising the levee.
This is the one that Denise had been helping us fill out. Okay, all right, so let's make sure. All right. Hearing none other discussion, a motion by Doug, seconded by Nathan. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. And Nathan votes aye. All right, thank you for that. Item number D, this is discussion and possible action to approve the resolutions. Number one is resolution number 11-01-21-02, transferring funds from the general basic funds to the secondary roads fund.
Move to approve.
This is a motion by Nathan,
Second.
seconded by Doug. This is a roll call vote. Nathan?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right. Resolution passed. Number two, resolution number 11-01-21-03, transferring funds from the Rural Services Fund to the Secondary Roads Fund.
Move to approve.
So motion by Doug, seconded by Nathan. This is a roll call vote. Doug?
Aye.
Nathan?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right. Resolution passed. Resolution number three, number 11-01-21-04, transferring funds from the General Basic Fund to the GIS Fund.
Move to approve.
It's a motion by Nathan,
Second.
seconded by Doug. This is a roll call vote. Again, Doug,
Aye.
Nathan,
Aye.
and I vote aye. None opposed. Okay, resolution passed. Resolution number four. This is resolution number 11-01-21-05, transferring funds Did I just read that again?
No, this one's for rural services.
All right, rural funds to the GIS fund. Okay, it's just a different number. All right.
Move to approve.
Motion by Doug, second by Nathan. This is a roll call vote. Doug?
Aye.
Nathan?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right. And moving to resolution number 5. One more after that, guys. So number 11-01-21-06, transferring funds from the general basic fund to the Historic Preservation Commission fund. Okay.
Move to approve.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Nathan. Any discussion? Hearing none, this is a roll call vote. Doug?
Aye.
Nathan? And I vote aye. On to the last one. This is resolution number 11-21-07, transferring funds from the general basic fund to the Conservation Equipment Reserve Fund.
Move to approve.
Motion by Nathan,
Second.
second by Doug. Roll call vote. Nathan? Doug?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right, we got all of those then. Anything for other, Nancy?
Just clarification, I misspoke just a minute ago. It was this grant that we got for 3 million is actually for phase 2, not
Okay.
phase 1.
This is for phase
Phase
2.
1 was repairs to the pumps, and that's being done by
I'm
the
sorry, Nancy, did you say that again?
I said, I misspoke a little bit ago when I said the grant for 3,000 was for phase 1. It's actually for phase 2, which is raising the levee. Phase 1, it was some repairs to the pump, and that's being done by the drainage district, through stamped warrants with the county.
You're talking about the 3 million?
Yeah, the 3 million
The
is
3 million is actually, that's actually phase 2, not
Yeah.
phase 1. Yeah.
the raising the levy.
I just want that to reflect
Yep.
properly in the minutes.
Yep. All right, any other items?
No.
Okay, moving on to item number 10, and this is receive information from county employees.
I'd just like to remind voters of the election dates coming up. Yet today, November 1st, you can vote from today through 5 p.m., November 1st, in the auditor's office, or tomorrow, November 2nd, at the polls from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And you do need your ID. I did go back
Yes,
in
please
today.
bring a valid
so
ID.
I went and voted earlier this week, and that's good though. It's, I mean,
For the rural residents, the only thing we can actually vote on is school board. Is
That's
that correct?
correct.
Okay.
Yes. Outside the city limits is just school board.
There's a college thing too, isn't there?
Depending on, there's District 8, if, yes, that could apply depending on where you live.
yep. All right. Anything for comments from the public? All right. Anything more for the good of the board? Hearing none, it is 9:33 and meeting is adjourned.